Hey, it's Tom with Watchman River. It's one of those, top 20 days of the year here today. It's just beautiful out. It's a little warm, but it's beautiful. What more does the church need to see before they conclude we are nearing Christ's return? This sounds so much like today. I couldn't get that thought out of my head as I read the John 6 account of Jesus' interaction with the Jews the day after his feeding of the 5,000. How did those in the crowds on that day respond to Jesus' plea that they believe in him? They asked, "Then what sign do you do, that we may see and believe in you? What work do you perform?" It's from John 6, verse 30. What more did they need to see? Jesus had just fed a multitude with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. The total number of people could easily have been close to 15,000, since the number 5,000 just included the men. Even satisfying the hunger of a few hundred people with such little food would have been a significant miracle. But to feed so great a gathering was over the top supernatural. But isn't that people? What do you got for me now, Jesus? Yeah, I saw that yesterday, but that's yesterday's news. What do you got for me now? What are you going to do? A trick for me today? It's human nature, right? Seeing such a miraculous sign should have at least caused the crowd to consider Jesus' claims on the following day, but most scoffed at his claims and walked away. The lack of discernment among this hungry throng from so long ago bears a striking resemblance to many Christians today. They see the multitude of signs telling them that they live in the last moments of time before the start of the tribulation, yet they respond in the same manner as those who witnessed the feeding of the 5,000. They scoff at our hope of Jesus' imminent appearing and flock to churches that proclaim an end-of-the-world return of Jesus that happens in the far distant future. They want what Jesus offers, but would rather not look for his imminent intervention in their world. Man, this is an article from Harbinger's Daily, written by one of my favorite authors, Jonathan Brentner. A great article. Should I continue? Let me read a little bit more, because why not? It's so good. It's so good. Beginning in the early 17th century, many students of Bible prophecy taught that Israel would again become a nation. When this miraculously happened about 300 years later, it did little to change the minds of those who claimed God had rejected Israel. This major fulfillment of Bible prophecy didn't alter their errant thinking that the church was God's kingdom in place of Israel. In his mercy, the Lord is letting today's world see multiple precursors pointing to the soon release of the horses of the apocalypse in Revelation 6, 1-8. I believe that if it were not for his restraining force, the world would have already experienced the full impact of these judgments. Sometimes I'm amazed that we are still here and these horses remain in their stalls. We are so close, but for God's mercy. He is absolutely right. It's God's mercy. It's God's long-suffering patience. It's God's love. That's the reason we're still here. Because every day people are coming to the Lord. Every day in these end times. Never before has there been so much evidence pointing to the nearness of this time of wrath than today. However, never in recent history has there been so much unawareness and disbelief regarding Bible prophecy as we now see in the churches. Incredible. The same unbelief that caused the crowd to refute Jesus' claims in John chapter 6 keeps many of today's Christians oblivious to the fact that their world could radically and suddenly change at any moment. It grieves my heart that despite professing to believe in the inspiration and inerrancy of Scripture, so many pastors remain sound asleep. mired in unbelief concerning what the Lord revealed in his word regarding his appearing and the time of his wrath upon this wicked world. I mean, did you ever think, because I never did, I never realized that the majority of the churches are asleep. The majority of them are sleeping in these very last days. When those with eyes to see and ears to hear, we see the signs have converged. We see everything that's gone on. We're waiting for Jesus to come get us. And most of the church is just sleeping. And I put the blame, a lot of the blame, not all the blame, but a lot of it on the pastors. It's their responsibility, man. It's the reason I didn't want to do anything to do with ministry. My entire life I ran away. Even though I felt God calling me here and there, do something for me, do this for me. Oh, you're doing music and you're talented, Tom. I gave you a talent. Do music for me. Oh, Lord, that's too big a responsibility. Because I know it's a huge responsibility when you're talking about God. And I ran from it. But man, to see all these things happening in the end days and to know that most of the church is sleeping is really, it's incredible. Of course, Jesus attracted many true followers during his time on the earth. Many saw the signs he performed, confirming his identity, and recognized him as their Messiah. Notice the response of those in Jerusalem a little while after feeding of the 5,000. Quote, "Yet many of the people believed in him. They said, 'When the Christ appears, he will do more signs than this man has done.'" That was from John 7:31. We might ask a similar question to those who tell us we are foolish to look for Jesus appearing anytime soon, or even in our lifetime. If the Lord were to warn today's Christians that the tribulation period was near, would we see any more signs of its soon arrival than we currently witness? I don't think we would. I don't know what other signs he could show us. I don't know whatever. He told us what signs to look for throughout Scripture. He told us what signs to look for. And we've seen them all happen. All of them. We're waiting for the rapture. But yet, how much more could he give to a sleeping church who doesn't see it? Oh, the rapture's not for hundreds of years. If they even believe in a rapture. I can't imagine we could see more evidence of the approaching day of the Lord than we now witness. I'm aware that those who reading are likely eagerly awaiting his return, those who are reading this article. But I write to provide reassurance of the validity of what we see despite living in the midst of naysayers. Just like those living in the 1st century AD, we live in biblical times today. Also similar to that day long ago, it's primarily church leaders who are leading people away from anticipating the Lord's imminent appearing. What a great article. Jonathan Brentner. Wow. I'll put that in the description in case you want to share that with anyone. It's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? I always talk about the things I expected the end times to look like and the things that I didn't realize it would be like. Many times I bring up lawlessness and say, I never realized the lawlessness would be from the very top of society, the elite, all the way down to the people on the streets. But I never realized how much of the church would be. I knew there'd be a falling away, but I never realized how much of the church just wouldn't even realize we were in the last days. Not even know. I've been to churches in my life where there wasn't one word mentioned about eschatology ever for years. I was in a church for 3 years. I never heard one word, but yet we would sing, like a bride waiting for his groom. We'll be a church waiting for you, or ready for you, or I don't remember. I don't know all the words to that. But we would sing about Jesus coming soon, but it was never spoken about. It's like, he's coming soon in 1,000 years. Jesus is at the door a long time from now. It's just crazy. Crazy. He is coming soon. All the signs are all around us, and they're growing every day. Every day. We are not long for this world. We're going home soon, guys. I love you.